Today that a Wyoming police officer was justified in the fatal shooting of a Sudanese refugee. The Kent County prosecutor's office ruled that Officer Chad Wells had reason to believe that the suspect posed a threat to his safety during the shooting on September 7th. 24-hour News 817 is along 32nd Street now where the man was killed. He's live there to walk us through the evidence that led up to today's ruling. Evan?
Yeah, and Sue, the key piece of evidence here, dash cam video from inside the officer's cruiser. It shows the dramatic moments when the shooting happened. It all started just before 5:30 at Alan Bob's Sports on South Division. Surveillance video shows the suspect, Sadiq Bashara Abakar Idris, walk in, look over a .40 caliber handgun for a couple minutes, and when the employee gestures to have it back, Idris walks out with the unloaded weapon, and the employee calls police. About an hour and a half later, witnesses spot Idris walking on nearby 32nd Street, and that's when Officer Wells pulls up with his dash camera rolling. Watch the right side of your screen closely.
Stop! Shots fired! Shots fired! Shots fired! Let me see your hands!
Slowed down, you can see the suspect point the weapon at the officer despite the repeated commands. Idris was pronounced dead at the scene despite efforts to save him. Police learned the gun he was holding was indeed the one stolen from Alan Bob's. It was not loaded, but the prosecutor says there's no way the officer could have known that given the time gap.
There's no explanation for where he went, what he did, who, if anyone, he saw.
Pretty clear to you that the officer had no other option.
I don't know what else he would have done.
4 witnesses corroborated the officer's story of self-defense. And we have learned that Idris was a refugee from Sudan and had moved to the U.S. a few years ago. He spent a few months in jail in Virginia for an unknown charge, but was living in West Michigan at the time of the shooting. What's most puzzling, investigators haven't been able to understand why he pointed an unloaded weapon at the officer.
You just wonder, was he all there mentally? Was he, suicidal? We just don't know, do we?
No, and absolutely we don't know.
Now, the medical examiner did discover a trace amount of cocaine in Idris' system, but not enough to affect his behavior. As for investigators and police interviews with his family overseas and his roommate here, they haven't helped shed any light on why he would steal a weapon and then aim it at that officer. Sue, back to you.